Sheetali, aka King Chi, and I am back with another tool for your toolkits and how to create your life. All right, family, welcome back. Classes in session is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as agreed from my live in the group. I want to give you the information for the final sheath of your pranic body, your final sheath. We're not finished defining all of the levels, but here we are with the 5 categories, the 5 levels of prana of your body. Okay? So as you tune in, don't forget to thumbs up this video and share it in the group so that we can all remain on the same page, so y'all can understand at the same time, hopefully, what you're experiencing. So while y'all do that, y'all know I'm gonna go and make sure I can see the chat. All right. Hashtag Pranayama. I'll put a little lip gloss on. Y'all don't mind? Y'all don't mind. We family. It's just a little lip color. You know what I'm saying? A little lip color ain't never hurt nobody. Cool. Little natural lip color. So as you get your notebooks ready, please put ones in the chat. Hashtag Pranayama, so I know that you are ready to go. Okay? So we need a little bit more light. A little, let there be light. Let there be light. Hi. Here I am. Okay. Y'all good? Can y'all hear me loud and clear? Or no? All right, this is very important. I'm going to go over first of all, the final most subtle layer of prana is beyond expression, basically, okay? This is the Anandamaya. So at this point in your Vedic science lives, Ananda, you all know, is bliss. This is the bliss nature. This level of bliss is always synonymous with transcendence, this connection with becoming God, totally in a space of omnipresence and awareness of the all. Okay? I can't really give you any other description besides there's this aspect of you that when you get all juiced up with your prana, that you are going to be in a state of bliss. And it can just happen. It just happens. It's just like there's this concept of God that is, no matter how much it's explained about what it is, this creator, this ever-present, all-powerful, all-knowing entity, right, is the same about this energetic sheath, this layer of prana. So it's here and it's not here, it's there and it's everywhere. So we start talking about being able to biolocate, right? Biolocate, being in more than one space at a time, being able to collapse space between locations and be able to do long distance healing work or pull energy from one place and send it to another. Like that most subtle prana, that's the Anandamaya. And being at that level, you would have to be like totally release all of the attachments, okay, so that it can flow. And at the same time, they have to stay connected because they are all one family, okay, working with each other. You got that? That's like all I have as far as being able to express it, okay? Beyond like breathing oxygen, it is tapping into the very subtle, most subtle essence of life force. All right? And that is your fifth layer, your fifth sheath. So if you dig that, oh, got it. Thank you, I am unique. For your notes, I see you in the chat, here, there, and everywhere, right? And that is you. So you become you as the one and all is the one. And in that state, you cannot be complaining when you feel so high. So, with that being said, let's just discuss some of the places you want to be in order to cultivate more prana, okay? Your ability to manage it, your ability to integrate it. What are, here's a little pop quiz for all y'all who are experienced with meditating and practicing yoga as well. Name 2 places that you want to go to access a lot of pure, free, and clean prana. Let me see if any of y'all know. Name 2 places that you can go off the top of your head. Let me see. Off the top of your dome. 2 places that you want to be when you are trying to tap in and cultivate some of the purest, accessible, clean, potent prana. 2 places. Dim, 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 do 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 dim, 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 do do dim, 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 dim. All right, I see one of them. I see one of them. I see one of them. You know what I love about this? The more occult you get into these sciences, is the more obvious the answers are. They're no longer this scholarly endeavor to complicate things, overcomplicate things. All right? That's why I'm here with you all. We're going to break it down so that you, no matter where you are, can be like, hey, to the 3-year-old, explain to them an occult secret, and they got it. Okay? It's like everything you need to know in occult science, you learn it in the basics. And then it just gets more fun after that. So, the 2 places. I did see you all mentioned water. It's important that it's not just water. So it's not just a pond. It's not just a sitting lake. Okay? It's not just a bay or at the dock. Even, it's not just sitting at the river. I was sitting at the river today, and there are parts of the river that are very calm, right? You want to be around, the highest source would be a waterfall, an active waterfall. That area where that water is hitting down and splashing. It's moving and it has optimal energy, okay? If you're sitting at the river, you want to be right where you see circles are forming. The water's crashing. You have those, it's like the rapids, right? That's where you want to be sitting. So you're going to do any of your practices, your pranayama, you want to be near water that is doing that. It's moving and you can see that white water crashing, okay? Waterfalls, excellent. All right? Now, one of the bonuses about the waterfalls, right? Because in order for you to have a waterfall, you have to have a what? An elevation. The elevation takes you to the second place where prana is sublime. And that's up in the mountains. Okay? So without any water, you can just be up in the mountains, straight up just at the highest altitude possible. And that is where there is the least air pollution. That is where the trees have filtered out all of the, okay? And you're closer to those cloud formations where those negative ions are there, right? And how many of you know what it smells like to be in the clouds? It has like this electrical taste to it. It's like when there's about to be a thunderstorm and you can almost taste the electricity in the air. And if you don't have that sense yet, right? You have not developed that sense of yourself yet. You will, if you consistently practice your pranayama, you will be able to step out and immediately know, even within a time frame of a thunderstorm when there's not even a single cloud in the sky. Okay? Y'all follow me? We're getting back to our indigenous roots, y'all. Okay? Feed the earth will feed you. So, y'all got those 2 locations. Put that in your pocket because you already know that your homework is going to be for you to mark your locations and start to go there on a regular basis. If you can't go every single day, you can go every other day and every weekend, but you got to set it up where this is what you're going to consistently do. Y'all with me? Are y'all with me? Y'all with that? Y'all like going outside, right? I know y'all like going outside. I love going outside. All right. So, next. Why do you want to be around negative ions? For those of you who kind of like, you hear it all the time, but you don't really understand why. Okay? Negative ions, they go to attach. Okay? They're free. They want to go attach. So the negative ions, when you inhale them, they become positive. And when they become positive, it allows your body to digest, okay, or turn over that prana that you've inhaled from your environment into usable prana for your body. Okay, follow me now. As you inhale negative ions, you increase your ability to digest and integrate the external prana into usable prana for your own being. Now here's the flip side. Where do we find positive ions? Because we talk about negative ions all the time. We don't even know, well, what's the opposite? When are we around that? I'll give y'all an example. Give me a little frizzle. Hold on now. Hold on. All right. So when you have to be outside, like this, right? Your air that goes out, and then you're breathing in. You see all this air inside of your mask? The air inside of your mask, that carbon dioxide, is positive ions. Here's the downside, scientific fact. Positive ions, as you're inhaling them, depletes your prana. Depletes your prana. I'm going to say it again, depletes your prana. Why? It's because you are inhaling polluted air. The air that you exhale is your own personal pollution. Okay? And so, as you're breathing that in, instead of clean, fresh air, you're also going to lose prana. And if prana is connected to your life force, you'll see how it's directly connected to your immune system. So while there is still a situation where a lot of the time you're wearing a mask or you're indoors, wherever the air is circulating, Okay, it's recycling itself, as opposed to fresh air, like coming off of that waterfall, or up at the top of the mountains, or all in the forest, in the woods, where that air is constantly being exchanged for fresh air, because the trees do that as well. They pull that pollution out and give the fresh air. Okay, you want to counteract all of the hours that you have to be indoors or on a plane or just wearing a mask by getting yourself into those spaces where you have access to the best sources of prana. All right? Because you want to be able to continue to keep intact what you're building up through your pranayama. Y'all follow? You get that? Why it's so important? So remember, closed circuits of air will diminish your life force. Okay? Why else would you want to make sure to increase your prana, your life force? The more fresh prana that you have access to is the more you're going to be able to awaken dormant parts of your brain. So how many of you go to the mountains for vacation, or you're sitting by the waterfalls or by the riverbank, and you have these like profound thoughts or these profound solutions to some type of situation that you're dealing with? The brain utilizes the best quality of prana. And while we don't always, we don't have access to our entire brain and how to utilize it and activate it, the more you practice pranayama, especially with yoga and these pranayama breathing exercises strictly by itself, there's going to be more I'm going to add to that, right? Is the more you'll be able to tap into parts of your brain that are there, but they're dormant, and you'll be able to wake them up. So talk about waking up your genius. When I say you gain access to your total personality, you're going to wake up your genius if you are, in fact, consistent with these practices. All right? I have 2 more things to share with you. This is an action-packed prana video, okay? This should get you all the way ready. Like, I'm doing all of my pranayamas. Like, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing my pranayama because I want to gain access to my inner knowledge. I want to gain access to my whole brain, right? 2 more things. And this one thing I'm about to tell you is so important, especially because I know you're excited to do this work, okay? And I know y'all see like, I don't always want to be around too many people, right? But it's not even just a people thing, because I love people, actually. What y'all need to recognize is that the more prana you have awakened in any of your systems, because any part as a whole, right? The more you have, high prana goes to low prana. High prana goes to low prana. This is why it's so beneficial to you to go out into these places in nature where nature has way more prana than you have. It's only taking in what it needs from the earth, the air, the wind, all very clean sources of life. Okay? And we go into it with all of the other crap that we ingest, we think, right? And we're able to sit there and be a sponge because high prana, low prana. Now you take that same beingness that you have through your practices, and then you go into an environment where people are not doing this. Well, guess what? No matter what you do, prana transfers. Okay? No matter what you do, prana transfers. So while you're building up your prana, be mindful. Don't decide to run away, right? You don't want to just isolate yourself and say, "Oh, I'm not going to deal with the world anymore." However, I see in a situation where you're going to be around a lot of people. If you know you're going to be in a situation where you're even around that one person whose thought process is lower than yours. Because one of the side effects of having low prana are having a restless mind and negative thoughts. So when that starts happening to you, you know it's time for you to go sit by that water, go into the forest, or go up in the mountains. Okay? Y'all got that? Y'all got that? Y'all got that? All right. Last thing. Last thing. Is it too much or y'all want me to keep going? Do y'all want this one more thing? Y'all want this one more thing? Okay. Last thing. Last thing. As a practice, while you're like quietly sitting, looking all mysterious in the world, your pranayama homework. The distance, write this down. It's like Prana Math. The distance of your breath as you exhale will determine how much prana you reserve versus how much you exert. Somebody write that in the chat. The distance of your breath on exhalation will determine how much prana you conserve or reserve versus how much prana you release. Okay? This is why sitting still and doing your pranayama and controlling the breath enough that as you exhale, the breath stays as close to your body as possible will allow you to absorb and obtain and reserve as much of the prana that you have pulled in as possible, coupled with how long can you retain the breath before exhalation. So that is an exercise I want you to practice, and I want you to try it out, like in the lab, right? Think about it. When you're running and you're like, right? Or even if you're like, okay? The air gets further away from you, you lose more prana. Now, if you can sit and you take the same amount of energy in, and then you're breathing out, and it's just like, if I had like a vape or something, you could see that it's just sticking to my body as I exhale because I don't want to give any force out. You have way more energy. So if you feel tired throughout the day, take a moment to sit quietly, breathe in, and test to breathe out so slowly that you almost don't even disturb your nasal hairs. They just don't move. All right. So this was a juicy one, action-packed. Okay. I'll give you all a break to catch up. For those of you who have HOC Patreon, you'll have access to that traveling light exercise, which is going to be a crucial practice for you because of all things, you can get prana from outside all you want, but the most powerful and necessary practice for building up your prana and your knowledge of your prana from within is being able to manipulate the prana that you have already. Okay? Any questions? Is anyone excited? Are y'all getting more excited about this after last night's meditation? I'm looking in the chat, y'all. Y'all enjoyed that? Thank you, Algo. Okay. Make sure y'all post about that meditation because some people think this prana thing is just about breathing and it ain't even about air. It's about the quality of life force that is traveling with that medium of air. Okay? All right, my darlings. Y'all already know. Much love, light, and life to you all. Peace, love, and bliss. I'll see y'all up in the groups in RBL and HOC. Make sure you post your homework so that we can continue to take it up to the higher levels. I'm out.